About 2 weeks ago, I made a video on where I think Final Fantasy XIV could take their jobs and their classes to kind of save on space and weaponry. Now I'm going to actually start the series on each individual job. I think it'd just be more interesting to go over each job and how you could change it to maybe a different role, or even just remove some of the class features of the job and make it into a different job without removing all of it, or even the weaponry or the armors. So I'd like to preface this video by saying I am not a programmer, nor am I a game dev. This is just my speculation on what I think would be kind of interesting. So please don't flame me in the comments section, or you do. If you do, I'm just going to make content out of it. Okay, pay no attention to the terrible glamour. That is a work in progress. But today, as we take this little sprout, which has already done this, through Hawk Manor, I'm going to talk about White Mage, where I think they can go with this, or just in general a new class. This is going to be the healer episode. So for White Mage, we all know White Mage, at least currently, right now. Oh, I don't have that spell yet. I don't have the spell yet. Oh crap. Okay, White Mage, as we know it, starts off as Conjurer. You got spells like Stone, Arrow, and your Cures. And then you've got, you know, another water spell somewhere in here. I might have Aqua Veil, which that's not till later, but like, you get my point. There's other spells in here that are water-based. So, you know, Conjurer and White Mage base their spells off of Earth, Water, and Wind magic. Unlike the Black Mage, which does Fire, Ice, and Lightning. So what if we just kind of don't want to get rid of those? So when you hit level 30, you become a White Mage. And if you continue on with that, eventually, when you get to about level 70, you start losing those extra spells. You start losing all the stuff that made you a Conjurer. You lose Stone, you lose Wind, and you gain Holy. Well, you already get Holy, but you get, like, Glare and Diasporesis, whatever it's called. I don't remember. Some other spell. It replaces Arrow. Anyway. But, you know, I was actually talking to a Sprout a while back. This happened, I think I was in... I want to say I was actually in the level 79 dungeon, the one you climb the big old mountain. Uh-oh. 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 No! Damn it. Anyway. So, climbing the mountain, the Sprout was talking to me, and they were a Sprout at the time, so they had not been playing that long, and they were upset. They're like, I picked Conjure because I wanted elemental powers. I wanted to be able to use elemental spells and stuff like that, like Earth and Wind to attack, but I don't have that anymore. I've got Holy spells. I don't want to be a Holy caster. Like, I don't mind having Holy, but overall, I kind of miss having that, like, nature-esque aesthetic to it. And, you know, I could agree with them on that. I was like, yeah, that's fair. So, why not, after that point, after you hit 30, you know, you don't want to start adding more weapons. The only weapon that you could really add to this is a mace and a shield instead. But you want to keep the staffs. You want to keep a character with a cane. Sorry, not staff, it's a cane. Semantics. Anyway. So I went through and looked at, you know, different classes throughout Final Fantasy's history. One of them stuck out to me because it's only appeared in the Evilist Alliance. And what the how did you take so much damage? Crap. Anyway. Don't run in there, don't run in there! Okay, they're good, they're good. But, there is a class in the Evilist, not Alliance, but the Evilist storylines called a Green Mage. It's very, very rare that you see this class. It's only appeared in that little subsection. And what they focus around is not so much healing or damage spells, but support spells, which involves buffing and debuffing the enemy, and buffing your allies and debuffing the enemy. So I started thinking, well, how do we transfer this to 14? This is the only thing I can think of that's close enough to Conjurer and White Mage that still keeps kind of the feelings of a healer, but different from White Mage. Don't worry about the debuffs. Just forget about debuffs. That's gonna be a different video for a different day. But White Mage and Conjurer used to have spells called Protect, Shell, and Stone Skin, sorry. Go back to that. Put those back on the White Mage. With those on the White Mage, it becomes a Green Mage, which is kind of funny because we already have, you know, green is the healer role, so it would be just the really green mage. But yeah, so go with that. Bring back Stone Skin, Protect, Shell, and all those buff spells, and you get to keep Stone and Arrow. You get to keep Stone and Arrow, so at that point, you still keep your Elementalist capabilities of, like, I'm a nature caster, I cast from nature, that sort of thing. Like the natural foresty environment. And you still get to be a healer and don't lose all the stuff that a White Mage gets. Like, you still get to keep Cure and Cure 2. Bring back Stone Skin, make Protect like a water spell, like keep Aqua Veil. That's perfect. Like, God, Jesus Christ, man. Use, like, lean into the Aqua Veil aspect of the game. Like, we have this, that's just another shield. You can get rid of Divine Benison and just make Aqua Veil better. And make other spells based around that. They don't have to give shields. So if you don't want to be the Green Mage to be a shield caster, you don't have to. You can make them more like a tank who cast, I don't know why I put my mouse there, but they give stuff like Aqua Veil where it's just reduce damage taken. You don't have a shield, but you just have damage you just reduce the damage taken for certain periods of time, and it's almost like its own rotation in and of itself. Because, you know, the healers don't have like a whole rotation. Like, they do, but not really. It's kind of loose because you kind of have to react to things. Oh, by the way, just get rid of Cure. Just get rid of Cure. That's another thing. Just delete this spell. There's no reason for it. I keep it on the hotbar in case it gets sent to Sastasha or something, but just get, like, it's a trap. That chance of getting the free Cure 2 is not worth it. You might as well just use a Cure 2 for 1,000 rather than using 3 Cure 3s to get the 1 free Cure 2. But yeah, that's my thoughts, is make a Green Mage. And if you want to make it a whole new class, you could, and just take the old White Mage stuff and move it to... Yeah, move it to the Green Mage stuff and make Green Mage wield a mace. That way you kind of get your Geomancer class that people have been wanting. But it's still kind of that level. And it could be like what Astrologian used to be. Because Astrologian used to be the class that was like, you know, you swap between shield or pure healer. But now, instead, that's your swap class. That's the class that's in the middle. They don't do a whole lot of healing, or they can just kind of loosey-goosey their way through shielding or pure healing. And it's really just up to what they want. So like, I'm casting Cure 3 right now because there's no reason. But yeah, so Green Mage can kind of take that role of what Astro used to be, where it used to be this healer that could do either version of it, either the pure healer or the shield healer. But Green Mage can take that role now because Astro is no longer that role. Or call it Geomancer. Make it Geomancer. I don't care what you call it. I just feel like we need to go back to those roots of those Earthen spells. Because I do miss that. Like, there's nobody in the game that uses Earth spells anymore. Like, I don't even... Because Red Mage doesn't use them. Not that I recall. Let's see. Yeah, it's Fire and Thunder. They don't use Earth. I mean, Water, mostly you can use for the defensive stuff, too. But seriously, though, like, we're missing that, and I miss it. Like, right now, it's kind of cool. Like, I'm fine with being a holy caster. I think it kind of plays into that cleric aspect that, like, I'm a holy person, but the whole quest line is you being a forest person. Like, I speak for the trees. You're the Lorax. I want to be the Lorax. I don't want to be D&D's light cleric or life cleric. I want to be the Lorax with a rod. I'll beat you over the head with this big stick if you mess with the trees. I do like the staff, though.